Hello there guys, welcome back to the e-bike repairs YouTube channel. My name's Darsh and I take apart and fix, normally, e-bikes and fun stuff like that. You may remember this jacket, excuse the dog fluff, we have dogs, they're very cute. They leave fur. You may remember this jacket, I had to repair the, input cable on the USB side. It stopped being, well, any good. I did a previous video anyway, I repaired that, that's all good, that's fine. What happens is, when you plug this in to that, like that, jacket turns on, go to turn it on, and it goes, something's wrong, stop, and it just sort of flashes at you and it doesn't work. Very long story short, I know that the cable from here to there is okay, because it must be, otherwise that wouldn't be flashing. My mum undid this bit of seam here to get to the electronics on the back of the button, which I believe is the control module for the whole thing. And what we found is this. So this is the cable that goes from the USB cable here, which is quite clearly replaceable actually. If you want to replace the whole thing and not do a horrible job like this, you've just got to cut this open. Look, it's just soldered and heat shrinked onto the red and black here, which is cool. So there's your USB input cable, and that's fine. And then we've got the output that goes to the heat pad. You've got one there, one in the back and one on the other side. And the output cable to the heat pads looks a bit like, it's not on there anymore, is it? That would do it, I believe. Be your problem. So I'm going to try and hopefully dig away. I can see where it's supposed to join to, right down in there. I'm just going to cut these threads off. It looks as though this piece of fabric here is stitched into the back of the button. I don't quite know how you sew through a button, but sewing is not my expertise, my area of expertise. What is my area of expertise? Nothing, really. I just take stuff apart and go, oh look, that's broken, I should fix that. Kind of what I do. It's very exciting. Take that off. Not much of that left now. I think you're supposed to use something like a seam unpicker, but you know, I'm me. I have a Stanley knife. So the cable is supposed to be, right, that's a pain, isn't it? Right down in there. Let's see if I can show you that. It's supposed to join on right down in there. You might just be able to see the bit of copper poking through there. Soldering line on, there we go. Now to get to that, in order to join it, I suppose I'm going to have to pick away at this. There's like a silicone here to waterproof things. I can get to that part where it's supposed to join on. Is there a pad there or what? Don't really know. Bet this side's ready to come away and all. Yep, similar issue going on that one. I'm assuming it's just through use. Unplugged that, didn't I? Yes. But this looks resolvable. We just have to dig away a little bit at the epoxy or silicone or whatever this stuff thinks it is. Until I get down to some kind of usable layer. As well. Okay, well I think we can access it now. So this one here, the positive, because it's got the stripe on it there, looks as though it's got to join to this side and this little bit of solder pad here. And this one, just appears it has to join to this one. That should be all that's wrong with the thing. Those separated. Well, I'll strip this back a little bit, I'll get that soldered on there and hopefully it works. I think the key to this will be re-waterproofing it, because this does go in the wash, you know, it's an item of clothing. You have to wash it sometimes, it just happens. It's part of it. And I don't think hot glue is going to cut it. I have to go for some silicone and then leave it for a day or two to to set. Does silicon set or does it cure, I wonder? It's a good question, isn't it? Well, it's not. It's a terrible question, really. But, you know, it's a question. Got a bit of solder here. We'll tin this pad. Not this pad, this wire. Going to need to put a bit of flux on this as well. It's very cold today, so... One of those. Right, hopefully that should reinforce that connection a little bit. Stop that one breaking next time. And then I'll tin this pad. That one there. Then I should be able to solder that wire onto that pad and it's going to work again. Be a bit of clean up because I bet the silicon doesn't like sticking to flux, but get to that. How am I going to do this and not have it short out on everything else? Move you over there. Move you around there. Maybe that way. Okay. Yeah, it's just not got the right angle, is it? Have to move some bits around. Hopefully you've got at least a bit of a view of what I'm doing. Can I zoom in? Is that a thing I can do? Whee! Might be better for you. My tweezers. There they are. It's the weight on there that's the problem. What's that like? Are you spilling over into the next one? Okay. Right, whilst again I was always ugly, may well do the job. Let's have a go, shall we? Let's plug that into there. Like that. Ha! Red. Look at that. It's not unhappy now. It's obviously detected that it must know if there's a resistance from, you know, the pads. If it's seeing no resistance, it probably goes, ah, stop, something's wrong. Well, that's good, isn't it? Look at that. Not too bad to fix. That's not very pretty, but again, normally when I'm trying to fix something, I want my head to be right in front of it like that. And for filming, it's really hard to, you know, do that. It's not something I'm used to. I'm sure I could make that be a little prettier, but here we are. It's fine. So let's see. Is this pad getting warm now? Where is it? Find a pad. Anyone? Anywhere? Yeah, I can feel that one's getting warm. Fantastic. It's good, isn't it? Lovely. Well, it's fixable, which is what matters. So I'll get this cleaned up, and I'm going to re-silicon this, and I'm probably going to put a bit of painter's tape around the edge of this, build up the silicon layer so it's a bit thicker, and that way it might actually hold some stuff, hopefully. What removes flux? Brake clean? Let's go with brake clean. My finest toothbrush and a bit of blue roll. Did I say what removes silicon? I think I meant what removes flux. Yeah, that's still nice red and warm, which is good. Oh, I know what that bit was for. It stopped this button disappearing off into the back of the jacket. Wonder how that's going to be solved. Yeah, it was sewn all the way through. I guess when it's re-sewn, you have to sew from the front of the jacket back to this, up and back again. Somehow you sew that back in. I think you could have done this without unpicking the whole stitch here. But again, we didn't know what we were working with. We were just taking it apart, seeing what goes on inside, because I've not had one of these apart. So yeah, that'll need stitching back together, otherwise the button's going to fall out. But normally you should be able to work on it just by taking off this rear layer here, which was just a little, what's that, 3-inch slit in it, not too much. So yeah, that would be interesting. And oh yeah, nice and toasty that pad's getting. So yeah, that's good to know. Let's see then if we can. Will you pull through at all? No, you won't. Oh well. Get a bit of black silicone on there to get that all set up. Gonna have to work out where I put it first, aren't I? Okay, so I've got my tube of silicone here, and unfortunately I had to cut the end off in the past, and I think that's might be a little bit past it. I don't know if there will be any right at the back of the tube that's usable, but I've got a funny feeling the answer to that one's no, and it's just set the whole way round. Let's see, shall we? It still smells a bit like there might be some fresh silicone in the bottom there. Don't know. You just cut the case open. Not much good now, is it? Yes. I think that's that might have cured the whole way through. I'm gonna have to find some more, aren't I? Crikey. Yeah, I think that's not that. That's the answer. That was, what was that? General purpose black sealant, no nonsense from Screwfix. To be honest, it's not its fault. I've used it before quite a lot, and it's fine. It's my fault for cutting the end off it and leaving it to go all. Looks like a bloody candle, doesn't it? Oops. Not my finest moment. What else have I got to put on there? What else have I got? I've got cyanoacrylate glue. Should I use that? I'll use that. Why not? Bit of spray, activator spray. Hopefully this is non-conductive. Does it stick to silicone? I don't know. Find out, won't we, I suppose. Get a bit of that on there. Then a bit more activator spray. Give that not very long. It should start to set. It still works, so that's the only reason why that wouldn't hold it. I haven't put those bloody wires back in the right place, have I? But oh well. Oh, sticky. I'll cut back once that's set and we'll see if it's actually stuck to the silicone or not. Okay, so it would appear, whilst I can get my thumbnail underneath this, just here where I messed it up at the start, the rest of it does actually seem to have taken, which is nice. I can't rip it off, so hopefully, whilst, you know, ugly as all hell, that'll do the job. I may add another layer. What I want to avoid doing is getting it all over, like I can break that bit off there, getting it all over here because it needs to be sewn back round, minus this bottom part that's remained sewn. I think sewn. I'm just going to snip the excess glue off there so it can still be sewn that much round. And hopefully we're all good to go. And as I say, still on. And it's all, you know, still getting warm. That's probably sorted it out, I think. Hopefully. Maybe not. I don't know. I'm sure if it breaks again, there'll be more videos on it. And we shall see. Thanks very much for watching. Hopefully this helps somebody out. If they've got a, this one's a Henchee fleece, but I think most of the heated jackets, even like the one that I'm wearing right now, are very similar. And yeah, thanks for watching. Like, comment, share, subscribe, channel member, all that good stuff. Bye bye.